Along with weight loss, it's one of the many ways to fight osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
In Fairfield County, something new comes across my desk every day. Crimes are committed, cases are solved, and a community is made safe by the hardworking employees of the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office. Welcome this week to Sheriff Dave Phalen, a weekly program here on LSN Television. We're also carried by a number of our radio affiliates here in Lancaster and beyond. Do appreciate you, the viewers and listeners that join us each and every week, and certainly the Academy here at Fairfield Christian Academy, the students that go ahead and put this program together each and every week. Guest this week is Sergeant Jesse Hendershot with the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office, our Community Policing Bureau, and recently assigned to that assignment.
Yes, sir.
So just getting started and learning what you're supposed to be doing in that.
Yep, and we just started with Community Watch members. We put on a program. Started Tuesday. I was there Tuesday and Thursday, training them on all the different radios and leads and everything. We started with 15, but a couple of them dropped out.
So for the viewers or listeners that may not know what the Community Watch group is, tell them a little bit about that program.
The Community Watch basically is an extra set of eyes for the community. With the limited resources that we have with the Sheriff's Office, with budget issues and everything.
Sure.
You know, they're out there, they're patrolling first shift, second shift, when all the major stuff's going on. And they're able to call in, let us know what's going on. They're able to help us out with lockouts. You know, so if a deputy's 20 minutes away and they're in the area, then they can help out with the lockout.
So it's civilians that go, and how many do we have?
We have 11 currently right now.
11 new ones.
11 new ones, but altogether we have almost 100.
Wow,
yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
There's some of them that's not active at all.
Okay.
That we got to talk to, see if they're still interested. But for the most part, they all come out. They help out with all the different events that we have throughout the year, and it really helps out the deputies.
Yeah, I've seen them like at the parades, and they work a lot at the fair tent.
Yeah.
And all the different festivals.
Yeah, Sweet Corn Festival, they help out a lot. The fair, Lancaster Festival, and then a lot of people have events throughout the weekends, and they'll help us out with all of them too. And
if our viewers or listeners haven't seen, they have a cruiser that's marked the Sheriff's Office, but they're not involved in arrests or confrontation. It's more, like you said, an extension of the eyes and ears of the Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, and we actually have 5 cruisers for them, or regular cars, and it just says Community Watch on the side, and some of them have light bars on the top, but they're just yellow lights. They're not reds and blues like what the police officers have.
Now, I know we have a class that's going right now, so there'll probably be another class that may be, what, a year from now?
Maybe a year from now, if we can get enough interest in it, then that's when we decide to have another class.
Now, if someone's out there and interested in the Community Watch program, how do they apply or how do they get started?
They can send an email to me at jhendershot@sheriff.fairfield.oh.us.
Okay.
Or you can just simply call the Sheriff's Office and tell them you're interested in Community Watch policing, and just they'll transfer it over to me.
And what surprised me is we have a lot of members that are relatively young, but most are senior citizens, or a lot are senior citizens.
Yeah, most of them's retired, and there's some that's not. That a lot of stuff they do is computer work for us to help us out with sending emails and stuff, and they actually work. But they get off work, they'll go home, they'll do an hour or two of work at home to help us out.
Yeah, it's. And what makes it kind of nice is if someone's not comfortable maybe with driving around in one of our Community Watch cars, we've even had them work in some office jobs, haven't we, in the civil division, those kind of things.
The civil division, I've actually heard a lot of positive feedback about one of the Community Watch members working in the Civil Bureau. and helping them out, moving, shuffling stuff around.
Yeah, doing the filing and those
Yeah.
kind of things.
Yeah.
Well, good. That's the Community Watch. Give them your email again. If they're
Okay.
interested in becoming a part of the Community Watch
Yeah.
group, then they can contact you and we'll follow through on that.
Send me a direct email at jhendershot, HENDERSHOT, at sheriff.fairfield.oh.us.
Now, as part of the our community policing area, which now you're in charge of, what are some different things that you're going to be doing as our community policing officer?
We have to see what all the auxiliaries are doing. Some of the auxiliaries are retired, and then there's some that's on the SWAT team.
Okay, and an auxiliary is a person that actually, so our
Yeah.
viewers and listeners may not know, an auxiliary is a police officer, but they're not full-time, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
just
they
volunteer?
They went through all the training that a regular deputy has went through, the OPATA.
Okay.
It's a 6-month course, and basically they just want to have a commission somewhere.
Okay.
And, say it's someone that's retired, but they don't want to get completely out of it. They want to stay with it. They have friends that's at the office that they want to work with. Some of the guys took voluntary layoffs back in, I think it was like 2005.
Right.
But they stayed active with the SWAT team because, they enjoyed being part of the department.
Yeah. So they are sworn officers, but they don't get paid, but they kind of go out and help us out.
Yeah. And a lot of times, we allow one person off, for out today, and
Right.
And they will call the auxiliary up and say, hey, can you work for me this day? And the auxiliaries will actually come and help us out, so someone can have an extra day off.
Right, right.
So
So
yeah.
great program, and so
Yeah.
you're involved in that.
Yeah.
Also, you're going to be attending community functions throughout the county.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. All the festivals and fairs and everything like that. There's we work with Prevention Works, and basically anybody that sends anything in and they need help with, we'll get out there and we'll help them.
So if there would be a neighborhood event or something, you'd be
Yeah.
glad to come out and talk about safety and those kind of things?
Neighborhood watches. If they need any help, we'll come out there. We'll lead them in the right direction.
Good. Now, one of your other responsibilities is you're involved in the SWAT team, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, SWAT team's going great. Lieutenant Lape's in charge of the SWAT team, and Sergeant Collins. And every year we do tryouts.
Okay.
And we see how many people we can get to come out. And I think we had our biggest attendance this past year. We had like 14 people come out to try out.
So how many members of the sheriff's office are on the SWAT team?
There's about 20.
Okay.
Yeah, it's almost about 1/5 of the department.
Wow.
But you need that many because if you have something major and people's out, you'll get probably half the people show up because some might be on vacation, some might be somewhere they can't get there fast enough.
So what are some of the qualifications to be a SWAT deputy? What are some of the things you have to go through to get on the team?
Well, you have to submit a letter when it comes out, the posting comes out, and then after that, it's like an 8-hour day. They put them through the ringer, and they do PT, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, running, and then they have like 4 scenarios set up where they actually have to go through. They judge and critique everything that they've done,
Okay.
what they did wrong, and then they take them out on the range and they shoot and see how well they shoot.
Now, beyond the state standards, is the qualifications for firearms a little bit tougher?
It is a little bit tougher.
Okay, now you're a sniper, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, Sergeant Sprague was a sniper.
Okay.
In charge. They like to call them precision shooters.
Okay.
For liability reasons nowadays. So.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So they sent me through the training in the summertime, and there's 5 of us.
Okay.
5 snipers on the team, and we have a sniper challenge that Sergeant Sprague started, and this will be the 3rd year in a row that we've hosted that. And we're going to invite all the local, agencies to come out and shoot with us. And it's good to know, in case we have a call out where, multiple agencies need to be there, and you have a familiarization with the people that you work with there.
What would be some of the situations where we might need the SWAT team? What are some of the things that you guys are typically called to respond to?
Most of the time it's barricade situations. If somebody doesn't want to come out of the house, maybe they're going through some dementia problems, and
Okay.
they just don't want to come out. Maybe they have a warrant and they refuse to come out.
Right.
And then we get called out there to try to handle it. Most of the time it's barricade situations, and then there's other times where it's just a warrant,
high risk warrant or something, high risk search warrant.
Yeah, that they, if it meets the criteria, we have a sheet that we fill out, and if it meets the criteria that SWAT needs to be called out, then that's what we do, for the safety risk.
Okay, and again, it's not a full-time unit, right? It's just
No.
you have 20 deputies that are trained.
Yeah.
And how often do you do training?
We train once a month.
Okay, so it's pretty intense.
Yeah. This past training we just had was out at the Baltimore range. We trained all day in the rain. It happens to rain. We're still out there training. You do
Right.
what you got to do, and it was a good day of training. We shot basically everything that we had, and then we shot our sniper rifles.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you enjoy that, being
Oh,
part of the.
Yeah. It's kind of behind the scenes. You kind of control the containment on what's going on.
Okay. Now, one of the things that you've been working on is what we call video roll call.
Yeah.
Now, for our viewers and listeners, we have multiple sites where we have deputies that come to work. Like we have a Wheeling Street, we have Canal Winchester, we have Pickerington. And so tell us what video roll call is, because one thing they may not understand is we can't have enough sergeants to cover all those roll calls. So what is so it's pretty neat technology that you're working on.
Actually, Delaware County has been doing this for a little while, and we got the idea from a couple different agencies. And basically you have to have a computer set up with a camera system, and you have to have everything installed. And that's what we've been working on lately with IT. IT has been doing a wonderful job with us, getting this set up. And Wheeling Street location's ready to go. It's usually you have like 4 to 6 deputies that report out of Wheeling. That's our main location, and the camera's set up there to look at the supervisor. And it's set up in Violet right now.
Violet substation.
Violet substation,
in the
ready to go.
Pickerington area.
It's in downtown Pickerington.
Okay.
And there's usually about 2 people, deputies that come out of there.
Okay.
And so what they'll do is they'll be able to see the supervisor on the screen, and the supervisor on his monitor will be able to see Violet. Now,
so if they're given information about who to look for, there'll be that interaction that we didn't have before this.
Yeah, and once the Canal one gets set up, then we'll just have a split screen, and the supervisor will be able to see all the deputies. All the deputies will be able to see the supervisor, and they'll just conduct a regular roll call like they always do at Wheeling, and the information will get passed to everybody.
So it's great technology, and again, it's going to keep those guys more in the loop. Every day they're going to hear the same information. They're going to be able to interact with other deputies.
Yeah.
So it's going to be great.
Yeah, because there's a sergeant at Canal Winchester, but you never know when that sergeant's going to be there. I mean, obviously they only work 40 hours a week or a little bit more.
Right.
So it's nice because 3 times throughout the day we have roll calls, so every single person will get all the information that they need to get.
Yeah, for a lot of our viewers and listeners, it is something that, unlike a lot of different jobs, we're 24/7. So we always have deputies, we always have people going and coming to work, and this will help us as far as being able to share, relate information.
Yeah.
So when's that going to be up and ready?
We're hoping in the next month.
Oh, congratulations! You've done a lot of good,
good
work on that. Well, we're just about out of time. I'd like to have you back next week, and we'll talk a little bit about maybe some upcoming events that are going to be coming up this summer, maybe some training, or maybe some things that the viewers and listeners may want to get involved with. So, can you join us next week?
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Sergeant Jesse Hendershot, our Community Policing Bureau sergeant, and recently moved into that assignment just within the last week or so. He's just kind of learning as we get the assignment underway. The clock on the wall says we're about out of time. Do appreciate you, the viewers and listeners that join us each and every week, and certainly the students here at the Fairfield Christian Academy that produce and put this program together. Certainly Kelly Roberts, our executive producer, that lines up the guests, the questions, and does a lot of great behind-the-scenes work getting this program on the air. Until next week, same time, same place, we'll see you right here. God bless.
When it comes to choosing a school, parents who want the best education for their students look for academic excellence, skilled teachers, a safe school that encourages their values. Students want a school with competitive athletics, unique opportunities, and friendships that last a lifetime. Fairfield Christian Academy, the place where parents and students agree. Enrolling now at fairfieldchristianacademy.com.